Hi, today we will learn Dutch or Netherlands about several words. In this column, we will hear the N or the letter N being pronounced, being said. But here, sometimes you might hear the N, letter N. Sometimes there's also possibility you might not hear or listen the N letter, because there are some people who kind of skip the N or say it in a bit silent or halfway. So sometimes there's possibility like that. Here I will pronounce in the Dutch or Netherlands first and then English. Here I will read it with N, and then the second one I will read it without the N, so you will know how it be heard, and the English translation. An, to, dan, then. En, en. Een, one. An, or an. Fan, fan. Fine, fine. Can be fine good or fine lines. Can be good, can be fine lines, or thin, delicate. Föhn, hair dryer. Gaan, go. Geen, no or none. Groen, green. Kan, can. Klein, small. Laan, road. Maten, sizes. I forgot to write the S here. Yes. Ontstaan, originate. Steen, stone. Tien, ten. Van, from. Wine, wine. Zien, see. Leven, leven, life. Geboren, geboren, born. Ademhalen, ademhalen, breathe. Proberen, proberen, try. Kunnen, kunnen, can. Seconden, seconde, seconds. As we can see here, can, we always hear it can, but here can for subject that more than one or plural, we use kunnen for can, but sometimes you might hear kunne. Several people will say it kunne instead of kunnen. Seconden, seconde, seconds. Minuten, minute, minutes. Uren, ure, hours. Dagen, dagen, days. Weken, weken, weeks. Maanden, maanden, months. Jaren, jaren, years. Waken, waken, wake up. Douchen, douche, shower. Eten, eten, eat. Drinken, drink, drink. Lopen, lopen, walk. Praten, praat, talk. Lachen, lachen, laugh. Rennen, rennen, run. Studeren, studeren, study. Maken, maken, make. Werken, werk, work. Luisteren, luisteren, listen. Huizen, huizen, houses. In China or Mandarin, we have haoche, it means yummy. Haoche for food, haoche, yummy, delicious. In Dutch, huizen or huizen, houses. Vrienden, 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 friends. Kinderen, kinderen, children, kinderen. Ouderen, ouderen, elderly. Dromen, dromen. It can be noun as noun for dreams, but it can also verb for dream. We use dromen as verb for dream for subject that more than one or plural. Dromen or drome. But this dromen or drome is also noun. It means dreams. Denken, denken, think. Repareren, repareren, repair. Horen, horen, hear. Kijken, kijken, look. Slapen, slapen, sleep. And for died, we can say gestorven or gestorven, gestorven, or overleden, 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 over, over. Thank you. Hi, today we will learn Dutch or Netherlands about some words. It's quite same with the video before. This one is from A to Z. Some words that sometimes you might hear. Some people skip the N letter at the end, or some people say it or pronounce it, but a bit more into silent. But also you will find some people keep saying the N because that's the really formal or correct way to say these words. But there's possibility if you hear the conversation, especially daily conversation, some people might skip the N, so you will not hear the N letter or a bit tiny N. I will read with the N, and then I will read without the N, and after that I will read the English translation per word. Let's start it. Aangesloten, aangesloten, connected. Artikelen, artikelen, articles. Afgelopen, afgelopen, previous or finished. Binnen, binnen, inside or within. Bestellingen, bestellingen, orders. This word is not the same with others. I just found it's interesting to put it here. It's just extra word. But with this word, you always pronounce or say the N letter. That's why I put it in bracket and the letter N, the same with the other letter here. Bijen, bees. Condenseren, condenseren, condensate. Delen, delen. Can be verb, divide or share, but can also as noun, which is, the translation is parts. Dingen, dingen, things. Dragen, dragen, carry or bring. Dieren, dieren, animals. Diensten, diensten, services. Elastiken, elastiken, rubber bands. Eigen, eigen, own. Vallen, vallen, fail. Faxen, faxen, fax, but it can also as noun, which is faxes. Gesloten, gesloten, closed. Gebieden, gebieden, areas. Hooien, hooien, make hay. Helpen, helpen, help. Insecten, insecten, insects. Jongen, jongen, boy. Jongens, jongens, boys. Kunnen, kunnen, can. Klanten, klanten, customers. Klachten, klachten, complaints. Leven, leven, life, live. Mogen, mogen, may. Manieren, manieren, ways. Negen, negen, nine. Nummeren, nummeren, to number. Ontvangen, ontvangen, receive. Planten, planten, plants. Plakken, plakken, stick. As verb, but as noun, it is translated as slices. Plakken, plakken. Profiteren, profiteren, to profit. Praten, praten, talk. Retouren, retouren, returns. Retourner, Retourneren, retourneren, return. Retourneren, retourneren, return. Reden, reden, reasons. Stenen, stenen, stones. Starten, start, start. Schrijven, schrijven, write. Samen, samen, together. Tussen, tussen, in between or during. Tegen, tegen, against. Kosten, kosten. It can be as verb, cost, or as noun, costs. Tuinen, tuinen, gardens. Temperaturen, temperaturen, temperatures. Temperaturen, temperatuur, temperatures. In Indonesian language is temperatur. Lauweren, lauweren, being lazy. Uren, uren, hours. Volgen, volgen, follow. Vervangen, vervangen, replace. Yeah, sometimes when I pronounce the V or V, I kind of more into F. It should be volgen, volgen. But sometimes I say it volgen. It should be volgen, vervangen. Sometimes I'm a bit more into vervangen, but the really correct one is V. Is bolder. V, vervangen, vervangen, replace. Vieren, vieren, celebrate. Vieren, vieren, vieren. Sometimes I just say vieren, vieren. Verwijderen, verwijderen, remove. Same this one too. Sometimes I say verwijderen, verwijderen, but you should pronounce it a bit thicker. Verwijderen, verwijderen. Vragen, vragen. Ask, or as noun, questions. But don't worry, because sometimes they know that it's, you have to pronounce it vragen or vragen, but again, myself, sometimes I say it vragen or vragen. Most of the time, vragen. It's kind of slightly into F, but it should be V. But sometimes I just vragen, vragen. It should be V. And then, worden, worde, become. Worden, worde. So this one, this war, because it has two O. Worden, worde, words. Werken, werken, work. Wonen, wonen. To live in a, can be any in a building, in a place, in a country, in a city, or in other stuff. To live in a something. Wonen. Wonen. Yeah, it's the same. This one I also have to say it a bit thicker, like werken. Sometimes I just say werken. Should be werken, werk. Should be a bit playing with your lips and mouth a bit or something. Yeah. Zingen, zingen, sing. Zeven, zeven, seven. Zwemmen, zwemmen, swimming. We have spellen, spellen, spell. Spelen, spelen, play. Thank you. Hi, today we will learn Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia about silent letter when we have to say several words. Sometimes there's one silent letter, whether it's in the front or at the end of the word. It varies. Some people might say it, some people might skip it, especially in daily conversation when it's not formal. You might find it. Let's start it. Bapak is sir or mister or father, or it can also as a call for someone who is old enough to be your father, whether it's stranger or your senior or your teacher or your professor, whether you know or not, stranger. If he is old enough to be your father, you must call him with Bapak. The short version is Pak. Sometimes the letter K is disappear, so it becomes Bapak. Bapak. Of course, the short version from Pak becomes Pa. The K a bit silent. Of course, the K here also a bit silent. Bapak, it becomes Bapak. Pak, it becomes Pa. Kakak is for your big or older sibling. Can be sister, can be brother, but the most important thing is big or older. Kakak. And sometimes we also call someone, whether it's stranger or someone you know, or your senior, or maybe your friend's older sister or older brother, who is old enough to be your older sister or older brother, who is older than you call that person with kakak. The short version, kak. Sometimes this letter K silent, you might hear kakak. Instead of kakak, it becomes kakak. Of course, the short version from kak, if it also silent, it becomes ka. Kakek, grandpa or grandfather, or you can also call someone who is old enough to be your grandfather or grandpa, because it's not polite to call someone with their name if that person is older than you in Indonesian culture. Even to stranger, if he is old enough to be your grandpa, you have to call with kakek. The short version is kek. This one, if they don't say the K or silent K, it becomes kakek instead of kakek. With this one, it's more into kek than K. So we have to say the K here. I fixed this one, the color, because to make sure that this one you might hear also pa, this one you might hear ka, but for kakek is kek. It's kinda weird if you say ke, but maybe you hear also, but most of the time we say kek. Grandma also, nenek. Grandmother, or a person who is old enough to be your grandma, whether you know or not. Stranger or someone you already know, you call with nenek if it's old enough to be your grandma. Short version, nek. Same with kek. We kinda don't skip the K. We say the K, nek, kek. But the full version, nenek, sometimes silent K. Nenek. Sama is same, but the sama is also a slang word for with. Sama itself is a formal word to say same, but we use this sama for slang replacing this word, replacing dengan. Dengan is a formal word to say with. Daily conversation, including myself, I replace this word with this, sama. If it's slang, sama, the meaning it becomes with. And the slang version, the sama, most of the time we skip or we say it with silent S, so it becomes ama. So I will just write it here, the slang version, with this color maybe. It becomes ama. So it's here, it goes here. If you want to say same, you will say the sama and you will keep the S. If you want to say same in a formal way, sama. But the sama, it becomes informal, replacing dengan. It becomes slang. How to say it's a slang one? Maybe I will just give like heart or so. Say it's a slang one. Replacing this, it means with. Sometimes we skip or we say it with silent S, it becomes ama. Or I will just do this. Yeah. and this one is the formal one. Okay. In Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia, when you have to say same and similar, they're different because when you say same, sama, it's exactly same. It should be 100% sure it's same. But if it's similar, you have to say it with mirip. You cannot say something similar. It's not same, but it's not 100% or correctly same, but it's a bit similar or similar. You have to say it with mirip. I can say this one with this, or maybe with this. It's a bit similar, mirip. This one with this one cannot say same. But this one with this one, we can say the color is same, sama. The color. But the shape of this one and this one is mirip, similar, the shape, and based on the shape and based on the color. Of course, the shape we can say the same, the shape, the cap and everything, the shape sama, but the product itself, the shape, the color, we cannot say this one as same. We have to say it as mirip or similar, because the color make it not same, so similar. This one and this one, particularly for the color, same, sama. And sometimes we also have this sama and dengan together, sama dengan. Even though we put space here, it becomes two words. Sama dengan, it means same with. Sama is same, dengan is with. Sama dengan, same with. But if it's in terms of mathematics, with this symbol, we cannot we read this one as sama dengan. In mathematics formula, sama dengan, but the meaning is equals or is equal to. In sentence, sama dengan, same with. In mathematics, we find this symbol, we read it as sama dengan, and the translation is equals or is equal to. For mathematics formula. But for a sentence, when you have to say equal, we use this, setara. Equal, setara, is more into leveling or class. When we have to say the class is equal or two part equal or same level, we say it with setara, equal. And for equivalent, we have Indonesian word for that. We absorb into Indonesian word from equivalent. Equivalent. That's how we say it. Equivalent. And now there are several words that we say it with silent S. Sudah, it means done or already. But sometimes in daily conversation, casual, conversation we skip or silent S, it becomes udah instead of sudah. Udah. Saja is only or just, and we also have some other word to say only or just. Hanya, only or just. Sometimes we have the S silent, it becomes aja. Hujan is rain with silent H. It becomes ujan instead of hujan. It becomes ujan. Daily conversation, informal, including myself, I say it with ujan. Same with this. And handuk, towel, it becomes anduk. From handuk, anduk. Memang, indeed, with silent M, or we skip the M, it becomes emang. With this list, it doesn't mean that every word with S as initial, or with H or with M as initial you can skip or in silent, because not all. We can see here, hujan, this H can be silent. Handuk, this H can be silent, but this one, hanya, we cannot say anya. We have to say the H. So it doesn't mean that every word that in front, this is initials, you can skip now. But there are several words. There are several chosen words that we kind of use it often, and we think like, oh, we can just skip the S. You might hear it, because I do the same. Udah, aja, ujan, emang, anduk. Yeah. That's how we say it. And this part, I changed the color of this one, because no matter what, in Indonesian language, you cannot skip this letter like this. You cannot, because if you want to say younger person, you have to say it with adik. Younger sibling, adik. You cannot skip the K, because if you skip, it means just a person's name, adi. Adi is a name. But in Sundanese, in West Java province, Sundanese language, adi is adik in Indonesian language. The Sundanese of adik, the Sundanese of younger sibling, the Sundanese of in Sundanese is more into younger sibling. It's not younger person, but it's more into younger sibling. Adi. My younger brother, adi. My younger sibling, adi. But Sundanese. Indonesian language, adik. The slang version or informal, adek, Indonesian language. This one you can skip the K or silent K. It becomes ade. This one you cannot skip. This one you can. Adek or ade. Sundanese, Indonesian but slang. Short version, dik. Cannot skip the K. dik. Slang version or informal Indonesian language, adek, dek. With silent K, ade. Short version with silent K, de. In Sundanese, adi cannot be shortened into di. No. And this is the Sundanese. You can skip, but if you want to continue, let's do it in a quick time. This is not Indonesian language, but Sundanese from West Java province, especially from Bandung city. Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia, bapak. Sundanese, bapak or apa. Bapak, apa. Shortened version, pa. Grandfather, Indonesian language. Sundanese, aki, aki. Shortened version, ki. Grandmother, Indonesian language. Sundanese, nini. Shortened version, ni. And this one for younger sibling or younger brother, younger sibling, in Sundanese you call adik, but you cannot call someone who is younger than you but there's no sibling relation or family relation, or someone is not your sibling, even though that person is young or younger than you, you cannot say adik. It's special with this one. With this, I will just put only for your younger sibling, only for your father in Sundanese. But this you can also use for someone or stranger or someone you that doesn't have relation with you, not your family, or can be your friend's father or so. You can call with bapak. Same with this one in Indonesian language. This one have to be your younger sibling. This one has to be your father. This one can be someone's grandfather. This one can be someone's grandmother. People who is old enough to be your father, can be people or stranger who is old enough to be your grandfather, who is old enough to be your grandmother, can be stranger, can be your friends, relatives. Same with this for older sibling in Sundanese, and also for stranger or someone you don't know or someone you know, stranger you just met, or your friends, older or big sibling. If it's a brother, big brother or older brother, or people who's old enough to be your brother, old brother, you choose which one you like. Can be akang, shortened version, kang, or aa, shortened version, a. This one for your older sister or big sister, or someone who is old enough to be your big sister, whether you know that person or not. teteh. Shortened version, teh. Even though teh in Indonesian language is tea, but in Sundanese is big sister or older sister or someone who is old enough to be your sister. Thank you. Hi, today we will learn Indonesian language or Bahasa Indonesia about this K and H, or in Indonesian language K and H. K, K. We learned in the previous video about how you pronounce K and H. It's like when you have to say kan, the K and H is same. And now we have several words with K and H, but there are several ways to pronounce for each word. We see here K, H within the word or in the middle of the word. We say it, it's like we break into two syllables. We say it, ak, here, ak, here. First syllable, second syllable, ak, here, ak, here. Akhir, it means end. This one, khatulistiwa, khatulistiwa, equator. Khusus, khusus, special. Khas, khas, typical. Khawatir, worry. Khawatir. In Indonesian language, as we know, sometimes in daily conversation or informal conversation, we might say in slang, whether it's the sentence it becomes not complete or we change some word into slang. And of course this one, akhir, some people might silent this one, it becomes akhir. Some people might silent this one, it becomes akhir. The formal one, akhir. Slang one can be akhir. A bit silent this one, or a bit silent this one, akhir, akhir. This one, the only letter that can be silent is this one. So instead of khatulistiwa, sometimes you might hear katulistiwa, katulistiwa. But we cannot silent this one. We cannot say hatulistiwa. No. So the only possibility, if you want to a bit silent, instead of khatulistiwa, it becomes katulistiwa. Including myself, sometimes it's kind of like it's natural. I don't want to say it's natural, or it becomes habit. Instead of khatulistiwa, but we say it katulistiwa. And this one, khusus. For these words, there are two versions. People who skip or silent the H or ha, and people who silent or skip the ka. I'm a person who skip or silent the ha, but at some area, people skip the ka. I will say it with formal and then each of silent. Khusus, my way if I want to silent. Khusus. Some people might say it with different way of silent. Khusus. 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 This one. Khas. My way if I say it in daily conversation. Khas. Some people might say it as khas. Khawatir. My way if I say it informal or casual slang. Khawatir. Some people might say it as khawatir. Yeah. Of course, if we try to pronounce this one in a really correct or formal way, it needs extra to say the k. But at least when we say it a bit faster or fast, the H is or ha a bit silent, but not entirely silent. This one, akhir, khatulistiwa, khusus, khas, khawatir. Thank you.